Back to the daily grind. The channel's getting false flagged by triggered trolls, so make sure you subscribe to the new channel. Let's get to the MMA news. Luke Rockhold, Daniel Cormier's longtime teammates, coming out and he's speaking up for the champ. This is what Luke Rockhold had to say. He said, "What you see here is the real undisputed, undefeated champion. No one else exists. No one else exists. It's only me and you. I can't wait. Hashtag and still. Let's fucking get it." I know a little something about hashtag and still, and that's a pretty good picture. You know, he's just staring at John Jones. You don't even see John Jones in the picture because John Jones is gone. John Jones is stripped. John Jones is suspended. John Jones is out of the fucking picture, just like right there. He's out of the picture. Goodbye, John Jones, and good riddance. We don't need cheaters in this mother. I'm just playing. I'm not about to get on some soapbox. But you guys see what's going on. Luke Rockhold, he's coming out. He's speaking up for his teammate, man. And we'll wait to see. You know, everyone's saying give John Jones his due diligence. Even Daniel Cormier, you know. Dana White, everyone's saying give him his due diligence. But it's looking like he's going to be suspended for 4 years. USADA agent came out and said since this is his second offense, the time would be doubled, and since it's an actual steroid, it would be 2 years, so that doubled would be 4 years. So if everything goes how it's going now and John Jones doesn't find some miracle way to get from out of this, they're saying it's tainted supplements, of course, but I mean that's what everybody says. So until they actually prove it, you're not going to get the court of public opinion to agree with you. You're going to have hardcore evidence. In this case, you're guilty until proven innocent because you've already been caught before. It's like a thief. If somebody's got caught stealing 5 times, whenever they get caught stealing something, you know, people are going to assume that they're guilty. Well, they're not going to wait until your court date like, oh yeah, no, he didn't steal that. He didn't steal, let's say you stole 5 cars and then you get arrested for stealing another car. People aren't, you can't expect people to believe you're innocent. We know you've stole cars in the past, so why would you expect us to assume you're innocent now? No, you're a thief. You're a cheater. You've cheated in the past, and this is just the same scenario. So with that being said, I'm fine with what Luke Rockhold has to say here. Usually when Luke Rockhold's speaking out, it's complaining, and kind of this is somewhat complaining about John Jones because I mean, but still, I mean, he's speaking up for his teammate. That's not what I was about to get into. What I'm going to say is I'm interested to see how many people consider Daniel Cormier's undefeated now. I know I do because all of us considered John Jones undefeated, even though he had that loss to Matt Hamill. Now, it was a disqualification because of a legal move, you know, but he was going to win that fight if he didn't get disqualified. But everybody considered John Jones undefeated because that fight had that asterisk. So, with that same logic, Daniel Cormier is undefeated. The only person to ever beat him, you know, they didn't really beat him. You know, even though they won the fight, it was with steroids. So, if you're in my thinking, my line of thought is, if you said John Jones was undefeated with that one loss on his record, then you got to be fine with people saying Daniel Cormier is undefeated, because in my opinion he is. That's why in my opinion Daniel Cormier is the greatest fighter of all time. Nobody's ever beat him at heavyweight. Nobody's ever beat him at light heavyweight except for the D-GOAT, the dirty greatest fighter of all time, the G-DOAT, I mean, the greatest dirty fighter of all time. So it is what it is, man. Luke Rockhold speaking up for his teammate, and for once I'm actually Luke Rockhold's coming out and he's saying something positive. It's not just sounding like he's bitter, you know. It's sounding like he's speaking up for his teammate. He's a little bitter about John Jones, but at the same time, you know what's interesting? Luke Rockhold just left camp because he was saying all of his teammates were injured and all of this stuff. And, you know, I was talking about how everybody there had lost their fucking belts. Daniel Cormier lost his belt. Luke Rockhold lost his belt. Cain Velasquez lost his belt. So now it's looking like Daniel Cormier might get this belt back. And one other thing, man, I was talking to my cousin, the guy that I told you guys got me into MMA. He's been a hardcore fan for a long time. But he was saying, man, John Jones could be charged. He said something's got to happen to these fighters who have been caught cheating before and then they still cheat. He said because Daniel Cormier got, you know, knocked out here. He got potential brain damage from those strikes. So he could be charged with murder, not murder, attempted murder. He said, is that attempted murder? Because you're going into a fight to harm somebody, knowing and you're cheating the system. And I didn't agree with him. I told him, no, that's not really attempted murder, because you're going in there to win a fight. You're not. He wasn't doing that, to in attempt to take Daniel Cormier's life. He didn't take steroids in order to take his life. I said, I see what you're saying though. You're going in there in an environment where you're doing physical damage, and you're enhancing the damage you're doing. You're doing an unfair amount of damage that you're not supposed to be doing. So maybe like battery or something, but pretty much the point is, he's saying there should be legal ramifications for cheating if you fucking, because he could have took brain damage here. Brain damage, CTEs, that's such a big topic. And if you're enhancing the amount of damage you're doing to someone's brain, that could be damn near illegal. Somebody, presented that argument to me. And that's that, on top of the money, people like Mark Hunt's coming out and saying that John Jones should have to give Daniel Cormier every penny, and man, this is just terrible for John Jones. He's about to lose a whole lot of money and potentially face fucking some type of charges. I don't know. I don't know if Daniel Cormier is can sue him for like defamation of character, because he fucking came out and made him look terrible, made him cry, after cheating. He didn't make him cry, but all of the bashing DC took after losing again to John Jones. He took a fucking beating after that fight. So it's possible for Daniel Cormier to take any legal action against John Jones. Would he want to? If it comes out he really had anabolic steroids in his system and it wasn't a tainted supplement, I don't know. It's all interesting. We'll see how it plays out. With that being said, it is what it is. Let the haters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments, dude. What do Priest and McDonald's have in common? They both stick their meat in 10-year-old buns.